Hello everyone, welcome back to Hull ERP Solutions. Today in this topic or in this session, we'll be discussing about the procurement or the purchase module. What exactly happens in this module is that we are talking about a trading company the another day. So in this trading company, usually their main business is purchasing and selling. So when they are purchasing the goods, they will use the procurement module or the purchase module. Here we call it as P2P. P2P is nothing but from procurement or purchasing of goods till you pay the vendor from whom you have purchased. So the entire list of operations in this purchase module can be described as given in the image here. What exactly happens in the purchase module is that the store department or the inventory department or warehouse department will look for the material. Now, if they don't find the material in the stock, they will create the purchase request that we need this material in our stock. So once this purchase request is created, then they will create a quotation. Then they will ask for quotation from different suppliers or different vendors. So request for quotation comes into picture. They will send the list of materials that are required by a company to different vendors. The same list of materials will be sent to different vendors. Now, once that vendor give us their prices, they will fill their prices and they'll give it back to us. So what are the prices we get from the different vendors? We will enter it here in the quote comparison screen. So once we enter the prices, what we receive from different vendors, then the comparison will be done on that quote, and from whom we can purchase the materials or the items can be decided. So now once we decided from the same screen, from the quote comparison screen, we can create the purchase order, or directly also we can create the purchase order. So once purchase order is created and sent to the supplier, then he will revert back to us with the material. He will send the material to our site or warehouse where we have requested for the receiving of the items. So now item receiving will be done in the store or in the warehouse. The vendor comes with the required material as per the PO and he will deliver it to our site. So this is, for us, it is an item receiving. So we will do the item receiving at our end. Now once item receiving is done, then we will do the invoicing. Obviously, item receiving is completed. Now we verified that these items is received, whatever the quantity is received, we'll do the receiving. Then we will go for invoicing the purchase order. Once the invoicing is done, then they can go for vendor payment and they can close the thing. But if they found out that there is some issue in the items, maybe during item receiving, they found out that there is some item which is not delivered of good quantity or good quality. So they can return. They can use this purchase return sub-module or form and they can make an item return. Here they can even return while doing receiving part or after doing invoicing also, the items can be returned using the purchase returns. Now, as you know that there will be some terms and conditions from the vendors that, okay, we will deliver the goods to you, but you should pay in advance some amount, like 50% of the PO should be paid in advance. So the advance will be recorded. Whatever the advance we have paid along with the PO to the vendor, it can be recorded here in the vendor advances. Then whatever the payment will be done for this advance, it can be deducted. Similarly, the statement of account, vendor SOA, which is nothing but statement of accounts. The entire, whatever we have paid in advance, whatever the payments we have done, and whatever the pending amounts are there, it can be seen from the vendor statement of accounts. So this is how the purchase module works directly in the big companies or big entities, or how they flows. But some companies usually will not go for purchase request, RFQs, quote comparison. They will directly go for purchase order, item receiving, and invoicing directly without going for request, without going for RFQs, without going for quote comparison. They'll go for purchase order, item receiving, purchase invoicing, purchase returns, and the vendor advance, vendor payments comes into effect automatically. So this is the process how it works for bigger entities and small entities. Bigger entities, for purchase request till vendor statement of accounts. But for small entities or medium-sized entities who does not want a complete process of procurement, they will just go from purchase order till vendor SOA. Thank you, gentlemen.